Hello, two heads up here, and welcome to another PVM discussion. So it is, what is it? The 14th of September, and I don't know when exactly the last development blog was released, but it's Development Blog 10, and it talks about various Nightmare Zone rewards and a few Godwars updates. So, of course, let's talk about the most interesting thing, the Godwars update. Now, after the latest poll, the Armadillo crossbow ended at 72%. The Staff of Light passed. So, the Staff of Light staff will be coming out. They just have to, they're just asking questions about it. They're going to poll on magic, I think they're going to actually poll on magic percent damage. And so let's talk about that for a bit. So if you recall, when the Staff of Light came out, there was already magic percent damage. I think that's what it was called. Basically, the higher that you stacked, the more damage your spells would do. So I'd be in favor for that if that applies to all staffs. So most notably the Master Wand. And the Master's Wand magic percent damage was the highest in game. It was higher than the Staff of Light. And that's what kept it worth having. It had the highest magic attack percent damage. So if Jagex remembers to include that, then yeah, I'll definitely vote for that on the Staff of Light. So they talked about the Armadillo crossbow. Back to that. They said it didn't quite pass at 72%, but they said that's a lot of the RuneScape community that is interested in the Armadillo crossbow. So hint, hint, it looks like they're going to release it. And I initially voted no on it, but after reading what they said about the Armadillo crossbow, what it would do, it's basically it's got 101 range attack bonus, so I think a rune crossbow is around 90, so it's a little bit better than a rune crossbow. And its special attack really isn't going to be something overpowered, and it's really not going to be something used too much in PKing. That is, it instantly activates your Enchanted Bolt spec. So for PKing, what that means is you can instantly activate a Dragon Bolt spec. And yeah, that seems like a little overpowered, but what's the max you're going to hit with that with Void? Like 60 something? So yeah, it does mean you do have to save quite a lot. But once again, all you got to do to avoid these Void Rangers is just drink an anti-fire potion. And then the spec won't work. That's all you got to do. And speaking of anti-fire potions, they're talking about releasing super anti-fires from Nightmare Zone. We'll get to that in a bit. But all you gotta do is drink anti-fire potion, and their Dragon Bolt spec won't work. That's it. So, Dark Bow specs will definitely be used more often because they hit higher, and they might be a little bit more accurate. I don't know. So, I'm definitely voting. Well, I'm definitely going to vote yes for the Armadillo crossbow or whatever. I'm definitely in favor for it either way. Because that spec is really going to help for camping Armadillo if I ever manage to afford an Armadillo crossbow or get a drop. Because you can instantly activate an Onyx Bolt spec. That's pretty sick. And it definitely will allow you to stay down for more Armadillo kills. So I'm definitely voting, I'm definitely in favor for that. Armadillo crossbow. I wish I voted yes. I guess that's all they talked about for Godwars updates. So because they said that they're releasing Godwars and a whole slew of armor coming out with Godwars, they're not going to release any armor from Nightmare Zone. They're not going to add any armor rewards like they talked about earlier, if you remember. What they are planning on adding is a bunch of other things. Imbued rings, uh, super anti-fires, like these special, like super prayer potions. Um, Sheesh, what else? But most notably, like imbued rings. So that's one of the ideas I came up with, imbued rings, and yeah, I'm definitely in favor for that. It really, they'll be very helpful at Godwars, and it'll drive the prices of drops at DKs up. DKs, it'll keep DKs as a viable boss to do for profit because right now it is becoming less and less profitable to the point of not being worth doing anymore. And I've already concluded that it's not worth for me to do because I have to use my God Wars supplies to do Dagnith Kings, and I make next to nothing, where I could make more doing other things. So yeah, Imbued Rings is definitely a good update uh, from Nightmare Zone. Let's see, what else did they talk about from Nightmare Zone that you could buy? You can read the development blog, but that was the main thing I wanted to talk about. They're coming out with these whole slew of secondary ingredients for new potions. So with herb lore levels like 93 and 94, even 98 herb lore for a super prayer potion, you need 98 herb lore to make. But super anti-fires would definitely, I think, would be good for the game because it'll make the Zammy Spear actually worth something. So in the case of killing Mithril Dragons, yeah, or getting Metal Dragon tasks and using melee, it'll really speed those up. So yeah, Super Anti-Fire definitely will make the Zamrock Spear viable and the Zamrock boss more worthwhile doing. Jagex, I really think the old school development team, I won't even say Jagex, I'll just call it the old school development team, really seems to have their heads on straight. I'm actually quite surprised at how well they're doing. I don't know why some people are complaining like, oh, it's turning, like '07 becoming into EOC, and those type of people make me sick. They're just always pessimistic, and we're actually, I've been playing the game for probably twice as long as they have, and I've seen, the history and the development of the game, and this is something very radical. '07 RuneScape. It's they've done such a great job with it, and yeah, they're listening to community, and they do silly things for the little kids like dropping a bunch of rare items to make the little kids happy because that's what younger players of RuneScape, that's really what the only thing that they care about, rares and wearing rares and pixels and all that. Um, so definitely will make Nightmare Zone worth doing. So what am I doing to prepare for all this? I'm not saving my points at Nightmare Zone currently because I use Nightmare Zone to make my money. I'm still selling Pure Essence, and the price of Pure Essence is still over 80 each. So I've just been getting Pure Essence and selling them. I've been getting lots of Magic experience. I'm only 400k from a 94 Magic, so I'm pretty excited about that. But I definitely recommend you guys to, like I keep saying, do Nightmare Zone. You can save up points if you want. I just don't know how soon this update is coming out. So if you need money, I definitely make money off of Nightmare Zone first. And a few other miscellaneous things, like they're releasing a cow mask, and that doesn't really do anything. It's just aesthetics. Oh, right, one more thing. So the quest cape, if you have a quest cape for your quest cape guys, Nightmare Zone will be updated so that if you complete, while having a quest cape and while wearing it, if you complete hard endurance mode with the quest cape on, you'll actually have the option of getting it trimmed, and it'll be very similar to another trimmed skill cape, except it'll only give a 2 prayer bonus, and it'll give 11 to your defense stats and +1 to your attack stats. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm not going to use it, but I definitely think it's a good update for questers. Give them something unique. So that'll be another good cape in the game, and I think that's another good idea. And they're debating whether or not to give the cape a blue or red trim. And the red trim looks pretty bad, but who cares? I mean, as long as they have the same stats, that's fine with me. So I think that's all I have to say about the latest development blog for Nightmare Zone and Godwars Dungeon. Please check it out, you guys. Really lots of helpful stuff in there. And it'll give you hints on what to invest in the future in terms of what items are going up. So definitely check it out. Otherwise, thanks for listening to me ramble on. Feel free to leave the likes. They really help out the videos, of course. And for any of you new guys watching, definitely feel free to subscribe. I will keep pumping out the videos. And I'll see you next time, guys.